Guys, welcome back to Spokane Valley Archery. We got the man, the myth. He's gonna teach me how to shoot again today. We're gonna talk about hinge, shooting the hinge, how I can shoot better. You guys have asked how to shoot a hinge, and we'll talk a little bit about that today. But what we're gonna do later is a total deep dive and breakdown on how to shoot a hinge. We're just waiting to get a few things in place, but yeah, that's gonna become. So let us know what questions you have about shooting a hinge. Josh is gonna continue to teach me to shoot good. Basically, I've come to the determination that I can't outwork Dan. So I have to work smarter, not harder than Dan. Because this year's TDD, Take That Dan at TAC. Josh is the maestro. And yeah, Josh, tell him about what we got going on here.
Well, we were just standing in here going, what are we going to talk about today? And I took a little look at Tim while he was shooting. I went, oh, I know what we're going to talk about. We're talking about foundation. We're talking about how you stand and where your weight sits over your feet. Because I noticed something that Tim's doing that Dan's not, and hopefully we can fix it and get it get a little better. Get him a little steadier, maybe a little better balanced, especially on uneven ground. It's really important.
Yeah, so we're going to break it down. You guys will get to watch me shoot, get to watch Josh do his analysis. And how about, dude, how about Bodie Turner?
What a stud, man. Fearless. Like, how do you, he's too young to be afraid, I think is what it is, my God. But winning Vegas at 15 in Men's Open Pro, that's insane. Hats off, brother. My God. Way to go. That's pretty awesome.
So sick. We've had Joel Turner. Fortunately, Dan knows Joel somehow.
Doesn't hurt to have Joel Turner as your dad. Let's just say that.
And Joel's been on the channel. We've done a couple of videos where Joel's actually come on here, and that's, man, just to know somebody that's won Vegas and to see, like, I know Joel cares so much about the shot process, and to watch like his kid go through that, and he was just rock steady standing at the line, and so much respect for what they did. So
mad skills. Just mad skills. That's incredible.
Crazy.
Can't believe it. That's
anyway,
awesome.
guys, we'll get into it. Josh is going to teach me to shoot good. And yeah, let's roll. All right, so Dan for the longest time has been like, dude, you have to take care of your arrows. And I think I might have a solution in these handy little pants. If you have pants where you can fit in a little cargo pocket, boning pocket quiver.
Yeah, like 25 bucks.
25 bucks. On Josh's website, PodiumArcher.com, I can get 6 arrows in there, keep my arrows off the ground. Apparently that's a good thing, so.
If you don't have the snazzy little side pocket here, you can just put it in your back pocket. That is an option.
Oh yeah, back pocket, cool.
Yeah, I like the little side stuff though. It keeps it out of the way.
Yeah, man, super handy.
Okay, stay right there, don't move. Put your arm back up like you're holding a bow. Okay, now. So, you're leaning forward way too much. I shouldn't be able to touch you like that and have you. So you've got your weight too much on the balls of your feet. Your feet are solidly touching, right? But you are like, almost like this, almost like you're trying to do a ski jump. All your weight's forward. You even get a firm breeze across your back, you're gonna move. There's no way around it. So this is just the rear fundamental line that somebody wants to be on. You want your shoulders, your hips, and your feet over centrally of your body, square, and you're out like this. So I'm gonna have you draw back again. I'm gonna try to move you a little bit. So do it from like here, okay, on a bow. Now before you pull back, I want you to stand on what you think is straight up and down. There you go. So try not to stick your butt out. Try to maybe like roll your hips in a little bit. There you go. Now try it. Keep those hips in, those shoulders back. Better. Go ahead whenever you're comfortable. You should have even weight on your toes and your heels. It shouldn't be more on your toes or more on your heels. Yeah. You've got to keep your weight center mass over your torso. If you're leaning forward, somebody bumps you on the back or a firm breeze and you start doing this number. It's not like realistically I need to be concerned about somebody bumping me in the back. It's how can I equally distribute my weight over my body so it doesn't move as easily. Let's try to verbally visualize what I'm talking about here. So get your stance like you're holding your bow. Okay. Now, try to take in a deep breath and then let everything out and let your hips kind of go forward like you have bad posture. Your hips rock in a little bit, and that brings your hips more in a straight line with your lower and your upper. So try to keep it like that. The more muscle tension you try to apply to each shot, the more you're going to change and vary because you're going to fatigue faster. If you can start in a relaxed position to begin with, no different than the shoulder down instead of up, that's how you're going to finish anyway, no different than the wrist down instead of up. So rock your hips forward like you're just trying to keep your weight centrally over your body. You're just trying to stand up really strong and proud, which is good in most posture positions, but it's hard to duplicate shot after shot after shot. So kind of like rock your hips forward, almost like a little pelvic thrust upward, and keep your shoulders down and relaxed, and your weight should be straight. Better. Much better.
I recognized that I was on my toes a little bit, and I guess I tried to like lean my head into the shot a little. I guess I was probably leaning my whole body more than just my neck, you know?
Yeah, you have to rotate your head in to get it directly over the top of the arrow. There's no way around that, but you don't lean your whole body. That's probably just a long-term progression of that. Yeah, a little.
Ooh, a little light to knock.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, once we, addressed this
this
originally, here? Now you don't think about this anymore.
Right.
Now we're just getting the other vertical line of your body.
Do you like where I'm at here?
Yeah, I mean, your anchor looks good, your hand position looks good. I'd like to see you pull the bow back, get onto target somewhere, and rotate to a click immediately, almost before you anchor in. Okay, because that will shorten the window that you're at full draw.
Do you like me to be on my jaw when I find click?
All I care is that you're pointed in a safe direction.
Okay.
Because the sooner you get to that click, the less distance and change there's going to be from once you actually acquire your target and you're ready to start pulling. So if you pull the bow back, find your target, get on target, line up your peep, then rotate your click. Now you got to line up your peep again. Now you got to find the target again because it's going to move. So if you pull the bow back and you know you're on the bail somewhere, just rotate to the click. Don't waste your time. So let's pull your arrows and try that a couple of times.
Okay.
See how it feels. No, the click is identifying where your hand needs to be for the pull. So the click is not part of, it shouldn't be part of the actual aiming, firing shot sequence. You want to rotate to the click before you actually anchor and aim. But you have to make sure you're somewhere safe, because you rotate to the click and rotate a little too hard, it'll go off. And you don't want to miss the whole bail. So just get your bow roughly in the vicinity of the target and rotate to the click and then anchor in. And find your peep, find your housing, find your pin, find the target and pull. You no longer are going to change your sight picture in between those things.
Day one of Vegas, Tim's out, Tim's out, Tim's out, he's in, he's out. So I got some work to do to get ready for next year, guys.
This time we're going to draw the bow back,
Be
on the bail somewhere and rotate to the click and then anchor in. Like if you get it back, as long as you know you're pointed at the bail somewhere, it's okay. Just so you don't lose the whole freaking arrow.
Click faster, right?
Yeah, get to a click. Rotate to click. There you go. Now find your stuff and then pull. If you can shorten up your aiming sequence, you don't go through as much oxygen, you don't move as much, you don't fatigue as much.
That was probably too quick, don't you think?
Well, a little bit, yeah. I'm not even sure you started to aim here.
That was like when you're a little too excited and have a surprise release.
Premature release. There you go. So try it again. Rotate to click. There you go. Yeah, don't be afraid to take your time once you get back up there, but just get through the click so that's not part of your aiming sequence. Rotate to click. There you go. You know how much less time you're at draw right now?
No,
you just took I bet you took 3 seconds off of your shot. So when you start hitting 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 seconds, your vision starts to go a little bit because you're not breathing because you're holding your breath.
Can we hit a little breathing talk really quick?
Sure. So my sequence in breath in between each shot, because you're never going to be like, oh man, I have too much oxygen in my system. That's not good. So what I like to do in between each shot is I'll find my footing, get my shoulders set, get my hips set, hold the bow out in front of me. In the nose, out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. Breathe in. Rotate to click. Breathe out. Half. Stop. Anchor. Aim. Target. Pull.
So we're not breathing.
You're not breathing in between aiming and pulling.
Okay.
Ideally.
But you're breathing up.
You're breathing up too, and if you've taken 3 long, slow, deep breaths, your body is back up to 100% oxygen. If you don't do that in between each arrow, you started at 100% when you fired your first shot. Now you're down to like 90% on your second shot, and then you're down to like 80% on your third shot. So if you ever wonder when you're shooting dots like this, why you get to your third arrow and you're getting fuzzy and you're having a hard time focusing, you're having a hard time with vision, it's usually because you haven't taken in enough air. Not because you're tired, it's because you have a lack of oxygen in your system. When you come up, breathe in, pull it back, and breathe out while you're pulling back. And then when you hit your anchor, breathe in. It's yeah. Let's focus on the
at least
where you're vertically at. You know that you're not leaning forward, you're keeping weight equal, and then rotate. It's ideal in an ideal training session. You're really only working on one thing: rotate to click. And that's why you make sure you're on the bell. In a true training session, if you're going to focus on one thing, you really should only focus on one thing.
Yeah, I feel that.
Trying to do multiple things is probably not smart. But you want to talk about hinges, so I thought that would be important to add. Rotate.
That's a wrap on today. Would appreciate it so much if you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this style of video. Subscribe to the channel so you can see more of this. Plenty of tinkering, plenty of bow stuff, plenty of just good old archery fun. And just to wrap it up, Josh, what do we work on, man?
Foundation, foundation, foundation. Your house will be terrible if you have a bad foundation. How you stand and how you hold your body is everything in consistency. So it's very, very important to have your weight equally distributed over your body. Shoulders, hips, feet in line. Super important. Yes, and well, we're adding something into the back tension. If you're going to shoot a rotational click release, when you draw the bow back, point it in a safe direction, and rotate to the click before you anchor, it'll shorten your shot sequence by 2 to 3 seconds on average, which means you won't get as tired and you won't run out of oxygen as easily.
And we'll hold up on the back 9 attack.
That's right.
Because that's where you bring home the W.
It's Sunday back 9, baby.
Dan.
That's important. I have to wear red.
All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. PodyMarcher.com.
PodyMarcher.com. Say hi.
Yeah.
What's up?
All right, thank you.